Welcome to Just the Two of Us Homestead. We are Colleen and Frank, and we live in the perfect size homestead just for us in southwestern Quebec. Gardening, growing food, and preserving is one of our passions. And our barn animals, we love them so much, they're just like pets. And we're so fortunate to be able to live our lives as we do. Each and every day is a blessing. Good morning, everybody. I'm finally getting around to doing our garden tour, and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm out of practice and I'm a little bit hoarse, so forgive me. I'll have to clear my throat every once in a while. It's finally a comfortable temperature without us dying out here. So I'm going to give you an overall look because the garden is 100% different. If you've been with us all along, you'll notice the difference. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We are so happy you're here with us. But Frank, he has worked so hard, I can't tell you. That man has worked so hard to transform this garden for me, to make it easier for me. If you're new here, I have a lot of health issues and I just couldn't do in-ground gardening anymore. And our spring was horrific. May and June, part of June, was cold, rainy. It even snowed at one point when it well into spring when it shouldn't. He was out here from morning till night, constructing beds, filling them with the earth, everything. So he just amazed me and I can't thank him enough. So I am not taking credit for any of this, even the planting. I only did the seeds. I mean, this year it's Frank's garden and he just doesn't like to be on camera. Otherwise, he should be doing this tour. So I'm going to stop talking finally and show you the garden. Handing this, so I apologize for the shakiness, but so here's the front of the garden, which we already had the beds here. This was already here, but there is even some changes up here. Hope I'm not going too fast and making you dizzy. I'm trying to keep this camera still. But all down here is completely different. So this part here is all new. The past 3-4 years, I've grown right through the landscape fabric, right into the ground, and I just can't do it anymore. So he's built me beds at all different levels. I'll show you closer up, but to make it much more easier, is that proper English, to garden. And over here, the beds are there, but we just ran out of time for planting. So next year we'll do something there. And the absolute best part is this arch. We both always wanted something like that. And I have purple pole beans with the most beautiful purple flowers growing over there. So I'll show you from the other end and then we'll get to the proper tour. So now I'm at the back of the garden. I don't know how much you can actually see because the sun's in our eyes now. But this is the part we didn't get to. We just ran out of time, energy, and growing season. But he did all of this and he did such a good job. He did an amazing job. So it just looks so beautiful. I'm so happy and so grateful. So let's get into the tour. Look what I got. I got myself a new stool. The other one's still around, but we kind of both need one now. And I apologize, I do have to sit a lot. So On both sides of the gate coming into the garden, he built boxes all along here too. And I thought, to make it pretty, because we just don't want food, we want pretty. These are new to me. These are new zinnias. They're called giant zinnias, and they're supposed to grow to 3 feet tall. And they're getting there because the fence is 3 or 4 feet. And then I have my mini cucumbers that I'm not happy where I put them this year. They're not getting the best of sun, and I had them growing along the fence. I'm going to show you, and now I'm transferring them to a tripod. I have burpless cucumbers, a couple of tomatoes stuck in the corner that are getting drowned out by potatoes, and then potatoes over there. So I'll show you all that, but I am just loving these zinnias. They're just so beautiful. And we have most of the beds are mulched because the weeding, oh my gosh, do not take for granted if you have landscape fabric. Oh my gosh, I can't believe the weeding without using landscape fabric. I spent more time weeding this year than doing anything else. But now we have most beds mulched. So here are the beautiful zinnias. They're all different colors and I just love them. And you can see that these are the mini cucumbers that we grew last year that I think we grew over 80 pounds of them out of 6 plants. I don't think we'll get that this year because of where I put them, but that's okay because like we had too many. And then I put some tall marigolds there. Over here, this is a burpless cucumber, and I can see one way in the back. You probably can't see it. And then there's 2 tomato plants that were given to me. One is a cappuccino, I think, and I'd never got the name of the other one. But we had a really heavy rainstorm the other day, and all these potatoes got completely knocked down. So we do have straw that we're going to hill them up today and get them looking a bit better because they're nowhere near harvest time yet. I'm going to put in the description a video from last year's tour so you can see the difference in the garden for anyone who didn't know what it looked like before. So here are beets and dill going wild, which is good because I'm going to make some pickles. And we had, oh wow, I'll show you those. I'm pretty proud of those. It looks really good, but because of our horrible spring, we had horrible germination on anything that was seeded, like the carrots, the beets, anything like that. My germination was horrible, but maybe because they had so much room to move around, they look pretty good. And then back here, I don't know if you can see it, I'll move the camera. We have some cabbage. We have broccoli, which we've already harvested, and now we're getting the offshoots. And we have cauliflower that did horrible. I'm just leaving it in there until we finish harvesting that whole bed. And in the house, I already have seeds started for the fall. We tend to do better with our brassicas in the fall. So when we have empty beds or the empty beds there and the plants are ready, I will put them there. I don't think you can see. I don't know if you can see, but where are you? The sun's in my way. Look at the size of these. I haven't checked them in a while. So I guess what they made up lost in germination, I'm getting in size, so that's good. The broccoli did okay. We got smaller heads, but it did well. But now we have all the offshoots that we're getting that they look to be harvested. And I only grew 3 cabbages this year, and they're tucked in over here with some kale. And that's it for these beds. Okay, this bed here is right when you come in the gate. And it has two beautiful Cocozel zucchinis that need some serious trimming. We've already had zucchinis off of that. Then I put in a row of beets here. These are white zucchinis, which I've already harvested from them as well. And this is my garlic bed. Garlic bed. It's my herb garden. And I just see there's another big cocozel growing right in there. But I really have to cut those leaves back. And here's my, what is it? My herb garden. I have garlic chives, lemon balm, basil, oregano, chamomile. I have these pink pretty zinnias in the back. Lots of rosemary this year. Thyme. I don't know, I'm probably forgetting something, and I honestly can't see what I'm filming because of the sun, so I hope you're getting to see it. This is just another potato bed. We have red Norlands. I know for sure there's Yukon Gold and maybe one row of Kennebec. And all of our potatoes are from our own potatoes from last year. We didn't buy any from a store. We had enough to keep for this year, and they're all doing well. Some of them look like they've got, I don't know if it's blight. Do potatoes get blight? But they were one of the first things planted, so they're becoming near the end of their cycle now. Here are the more beautiful zinnias. And then the tomatoes start here. And they go all the way down there. And this is my poor garlic bed, and they've done fantastic. And I've been waiting to harvest it, first of all, for you guys to see the garlic. And also because we keep, despite the hot, humid weather we've had, we get these 15 minutes of extreme rain. And I keep waiting for the bed to dry out. So see, this is still pretty wet. And you can tell the garlic is more than ready to come out. This is one of our carrot beds. I only have another little one. I usually do 2 full beds of carrots, but I'll get to all that. I'll do all my complaining at the end of the video. Again, it looks full, but wasn't good germination at all. I planted 3 different varieties. I have like the rainbow carrots. I have some Denvers and I think some Nantes here. And last year when we grew carrots here, we had 2 volunteer potatoes. So we let them grow in with the carrots, and at the end we pulled the potatoes. Well, I guess we didn't pull them well enough because there's still 2 volunteer potatoes in with my carrots. I keep cutting back the greenery a bit to allow the carrots to grow. It's just, again, it wasn't the greatest of germination. So this year, I think we're going to be a little bit low on a lot of the stuff that normally gets us right through till February, March at the very least. So, all right, where to next? So here's all the basil that I did in front of some of the tomatoes. And what I do like about having the boxes instead of everything in ground in the fabric is it allowed me to do this type of gardening where I could interplant, mix things up. So I have enjoyed that. All the tomatoes are doing fantastic this year. It's the least amount of attention I've ever given them. They all need to be pruned. They all need to be tied up some more. I also did something this year. I had a theme of the least amount of seeds I have ever purchased. I went through all my seed stock and used up what I had instead of buying new. First of all, I seed save, so I don't have to buy a lot of seeds every year, just like carrots, celery, that type of stuff. And I had some tomato seeds, one of which here is 5 years old, and I'll show you them. And I said, I'm using them all up. But some are hybrids, so I had to order those. So I have Jetstar, I have Manitoba, which is new to me, and I'm growing 2 Ace 55, which I grew last year. And someone here watching knows that they know they don't do well, but I can't waste them. I had to get them in. One plant's doing great, the other one not so much. I have my big one for canning is Amish paste. There's a lot of Amish paste. I have German pink, Hungarian heart. Those are the 5-year-old seeds from Baker Creek. They're a pink tomato and they literally look in the shape of a heart. They can be for canning or slicing. And Opalkas. And I think I had one San Marzano. So they're all doing great. And this year also, I did this with my peppers. Usually when the plants are small, I already start picking off any flowers or buds. I want the plants to get big and strong before I let the fruit grow. This year I thought, no, let's go for it and see how the plants do. And they're fine. I never took off one bud off of anything. These are the Hungarian hearts. See, it's kind of the shape of a heart. Some of them more so than ever. This one's huge. I've never seen one that big. But these are them. This is 5-year-old seed from Baker Creek. Honestly, I cannot see when I'm setting up the camera what's in frame. So I'm just guessing at this point. The sun is so bright on the camera, I can't see even if I shadow it. So right here is green beans and yellow beans. I have Strike and Provider, and I saved the seeds for them. I'm growing yellow beans. We both love yellow beans. And I didn't save seed for these, but the package said they were bush beans, but they're acting like pole beans. So we set up a little contraption here for them to grow because they were growing over everything. So, oh, look. You're doing really well. See, all the leaves are curling. I give it full fish emulsion, but I don't know what it is. The celery on it is fine. And in between all of this greenery, are you a squash plant? I have 2 spaghetti squash plants. One of them's looking better than the other. I have had squash bug problems so bad this year. It's been insane. So how I'm getting anything, I don't know. But there's 2 spaghetti squash. And then all here are sweet potatoes that I grew my own slips. And I'm hoping they're in a better place than last year. I may have overcrowded them a bit. I don't know, but they also got into the ground kind of late. The one at the very end here is a sugar pie pumpkin. And there are little ones throughout here. This one's been doing pretty good, even though it has squash bugs. But this one did. Oh, there's even a little guy way down there. Oh, there's another one. So this one did well, but I'd rather butternut squash than little pumpkins. But it's a beautiful, healthy vine, despite all the bugs. Okay, now I'm back up at the top where the green beans are, kind of close to the arch. These are 2, or one of them was, patty pan squash. It's my first year growing them. And do you think this guy got the vine borer? but I'm trying to keep him on because he's got that guy there. And this one is a patty pan. And do you have anything in you? Oh, there's a few things happening down in there. This was, I don't know what this one was. And this guy here, I think it's a CoHost. I made little biodegradable little wooden signs for all my plants because I'm going to forget everything. And some of them, most of them are still probably there. But then when we mulched everything, the wood mulch and my wood signs they're not mixed up, they're just buried. So my memory doesn't serve me anymore. So I forget a lot of what I've planted. So the leaf makes me think this is a CoHost. And in between it, oh yes, there are some bunching onions under there. These are the beans again. I have another patty pan here that looks okay. So we're going to continue down this way. So this patty pan looks pretty good. There's a nice one. Where are you? Back there. Lots of flowers. Seems rather healthy until I find more squash bugs. And then here I have more celery. That some of it's okay. And then I get the curly leaves again. So I think it's a water problem. I don't know. Lack of nutrition. I don't know. Please help. And at the end of that, I'm not sure what you are. It's not a vining thing. It's some type of, what are you? I don't know. There's no growth on it yet other than a flower, but it's pretty and it's healthy. So these two beds are all peppers with a few marigolds in them. And what do I have? For hot peppers, which we don't eat, I'm growing for a friend. There's a couple of jalapenos and habaneros. They take a long time to grow, habaneros. Beautiful, healthy plants, but they're just starting now to get big. I have saved seed of Cubanelle, Advarsky, Anaconda Giant. New to me this year is Blot, B-L-O-T. I'm going to show you it. It's a beautiful pepper. It starts out yellow. It's a bell pepper and turns purple, and it's so sweet, very thick-skinned. I know I'm missing some. And I did the same thing with the pepper plants. This year, instead of taking off the buds as they were small, I let them grow right away. And my other experiment is this bed, I didn't top any of the plants. Like when they were growing, I didn't snip off the tops. This bed, I did top. And there's not a different height-wise, but the plants are much bushier. So I tried to do that last year, but they got mixed up. But these ones do look healthier and there's more peppers on. So by not removing the flowers and buds early this year, we've been already bringing in so many peppers to the house, where normally, by me removing them earlier, hoping the plant would grow, we usually only started getting peppers in August. So I don't know what I was thinking all these years, but I always felt it was better for the plant to grow. But we have tons of peppers, so they're doing great. This is a blot when it turns yellow as it grows. And then it usually goes a darker purple than that. This one's not quite ready, but absolutely delicious. We've really enjoying them. Oh, and an Avarsky is ready to turn red. Here's another blot. We have Cubanelles everywhere. They always do great. There's jalapenos. I'm trying to see through the camera and I can't. More Advarskis over there. So they're doing fantastic. Oh, I'm petering out. So this is where I have to ask for your help again. These are all pickling cucumbers, and I'm certain, 100% certain, one of them has the vine borer, maybe another, and I don't know if I should pull the plant because maybe he'll go somewhere else, or should I leave him there because he's in that plant and then he won't spread to another. And I don't know what to do because none of them are really looking that good. They started off looking great, but then I've had so many squash. I have had every squash bug that you can imagine on all my squashes this year. And of course, I did a whole row of marigolds that did nothing. And this is all kale, and I'm allergic to it, to eat it. I can touch it. And Frank doesn't eat it. We grow it specifically for the chickens, and the ducks go crazy for it. So I've already got a few pickle cucumbers, not enough to do anything with yet, but they're not looking so good at all. And they have a perfect, Frank made this frame for them. And so, and then across from the kale and pickling cucumbers, I did some more beans back here, and they look healthy and beautiful with flowers. I did more beets and Swiss chard. I love Swiss chard. I love all the colors. So that's all back here. Also, while we're at the back of the garden, I should show you, we do have blueberry plants. They're still kind of tiny, but they have blueberries that are delicious. And this year, Frank added at the very back over there, he added raspberry plants. So we've been nibbling on fruit every time we come to the garden. So under this beautiful art, I did zinnias on both sides here. And on the bottom here are canter beans, which are our favorite fresh eating beans. Don't can with them. They're too tender for that, but great for fresh eating. And then these are purple pole beans that have the most beautiful flowers. And I thought they would look pretty, and eventually the beans will hang down. They're quite long. So this is my favorite part of the garden other than the herb garden. And this is one of the things that the Japanese beetles have been enjoying. But so far, I just spray them every day, and so far, so good. But I just love this little area. And the zinnias just take my breath away. So here's my arch. And then the zinnias on either side. I don't know the names of all the zinnias. I just know this guy's a purple prince. And I know they're all just beautiful. Oh, look at the pretty yellow one. This seems to be a new favorite of mine too. So down here are the canter beans. And they're almost ready for eating soon. Where are you? They don't get too big. They'll get a bit bigger than that. But they're delicious. And I'm going to come by today too and tie up some of the purple bean leaves there because they're taking over the canter beans. But as if you can see the pretty flowers of the pole beans, just gorgeous. Minus Japanese beetles. Okay, we're on the last row. Yay, I did it. What's it called? The arch is right here. I have a Black Beauty zucchini that we've already harvested from, another useless marigold, some beets, and this is that other little bed of carrots. I have, this one is a cantaloupe I know of. One of the plants is almost dead. The other one, yeah. And I have other squash growing along here. And because we never really got to finish this, We're not going to put any more beds over there. We'll figure out something to do. This is already more than enough. What we have here is already as much, if not more, food than what we were growing in ground. So next spring or this fall, we'll fill we only have 2 more beds to fill, or 3, and we'll figure out something to do over there, because come August we have a big tree here. The sun is going to shade it out anyway. So because it already looked a little bit yucky, I did just stick some flowers along the way to help it make a little bit prettier. But there's just squashes down here. I'll show you quickly. And that's about it. Yay! So this is the Black Beauty. This is seed I just keep saving year after year after year. And more beets, because thinking, wow, she grows a lot of beets. Well, last year we canned pickled beets for the first time, and we just love them. And here's that other little bed of carrots. And this is the cantaloupe. That guy's almost dead. This one's not looking too good. And these are tall marigolds. And I don't know what this one is. I think it's a butternut squash. And again, I haven't seen a female on this plant either. So I don't know what. Oh no, this is a crooked Canada crookneck. And I haven't seen a female on this one either. And yet the vines look great. This is the other side of the watermelon. And just some more pretty flowers. And here, I honestly can't say. I'm at the yucky part of the garden, way back over here. I have no idea what I planted. They were just 2 squashes, and I don't know what they are. This one hasn't developed any like fruit yet, I don't think, for me to identify it. Oh, there's a little something. Oh, I think it's those little baby boo pumpkins, maybe. So that plant looks still healthy. More flowers, more flowers. And this one I have no idea either. These were the very last things planted, and I don't know what they are. So it'll be a surprise. And in this tub, this was a new to me plant. It's a little pink pumpkins. And I have taped every single root with that vet wrap of all the squashes. I've done everything I can. And this side, this plant got the vine borer. And now this guy's not looking so good. And I purposely put them in a container, and they're still not looking so good. So that's the end of the tour. And honestly, there wouldn't be a tour if Frank didn't do any of this. I mentioned a while ago that even when I started my seeds in the house, I wasn't into it at all because of my health. I wasn't feeling well. Up until about 2 weeks ago, I had to force myself to still come out to the garden. I honestly don't spend very much time out here even now. It's just hard for me. So he's the one that does a lot of the maintenance. He does most of the watering. That's why if you thought I was surprised at seeing a few things, it's because I truly was. I don't come out every day, especially, like I said, the past week or so. The weather's been very, very, very hot and humid. Anyway, this is all due to him, and he's very humble about it, but it's just beautiful. It's going to give us food, and what else can I say? It's gorgeous. So a few of the challenges that we did have, like I said at the beginning, the weather was horrific for May and the early part of June. And our spare bedroom faces out to the garden. And because I wasn't coming outside, I could see Frank out here in the pouring rain, his clothes and jacket soaking wet, and he was out here building these beds. And we would talk through the window because I was physically incapable of coming outside. And I would beg him to come in, and he just continued to work because he knew there was a deadline to, plants to get into the ground and stuff. And our other big challenge is the squash bugs. Usually when I put in any squash plant, cucumbers, zucchinis, anything, I cover them with like a little mesh netting until they flower to stop any bugs or creatures getting on them. Well, that didn't even occur to me. That's what I mean about my mind or memory now. It didn't even occur to me. So the very first thing we got were cucumber beetles over everything. Kind of got them under control. Then right away, I saw squash bugs everywhere. So every day, that's the one thing I would come out for. I would spend 20, 30 minutes a day just going through every single squash until they got big, long vines and killing squash bugs, squishing all the eggs. Then I noticed there's vine borer. I did tape every root of any squash plant with that vet roll tape. Up until about a week ago, I was still doing it all the time. But now that all the vines have gotten so big and they've branched off and everything, it's impossible for me to check every day for squash eggs and the squash bugs. So if I see them, I do something about it, but I physically cannot. There's thousands of leaves at this point. I can't do it. So I can just hope and pray they'll give us something before the bugs kill the plants completely. And next year, I'm only going to grow the mini cukes, and I'm going to grow them in pots closer to our house, not in here. No other squash will be grown in here. I'm saying that now, but who knows? And I hopefully get a control over these bugs better, because this has been the worst year we've ever had for pests. And now the Japanese beetles, I have never, ever, ever, ever seen them in this much, like this many. It's just been insane. So other than that, I mean, with the world's problems, this is nothing. But the biggest challenge of all was me, because I wasn't here, I wasn't present, I wasn't helping. I felt tremendous guilt. I felt Frank was doing way too much. And he said he was happy to do it and do it for me, but I'm not used to that. I have to be doing something. I have to be contributing or contributing. And I found it very, very difficult, but I can do a little bit more now. Every so many days I can come out and do a few things. So, but just to look at it brings me so much joy, and I'm so thankful to him. So that's it. No more rambling. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I'll do at least one more when the tomatoes are in season and other things. And as we harvest, we'll try and get that garlic done today. And as we do other things, I'll bring you along. So I'm sorry if I talk too much, but I haven't spoken to you guys in so long. I had to talk. And until we're together again, take care.